Hello, happy May new moon energy. This is a really short chapter to read, only a couple pages. But of course, the brevity doesn't correlate with the importance of it. If you started seedlings and, if you're in kind of that like 4, 5, 6 zone, even wherever, 7, and you're ready to transplant them, hopefully soon. They're getting big. They're kind of outgrowing their little containers. And you'll notice that if you were to keep one of your seedlings in a container, it'll only grow as big as that container allows it to, right? So we have trees in houses that only grow so big because their roots can only extend so far in that container. And this is a really amazing metaphor and kind of time of year for both the plants to be transplanted into a place where they have limitless expansion abilities, and for us to take that as our own sort of metaphor for getting outside of the box of whatever's holding us back from like societal thinking, or if it's fear, or well, I might not have something if I do something else, or whatever, or we're trying to get rid of that box that holds us back from doing that thing that is calling to us, that is our purpose, right? So once you start to embrace that, this purpose is going to be also a loss. In a lot of ways, it's going to be the biggest gain of your life. But you have to let go of that old thinking. You have to, transplant yourself somewhere where you can extend your roots and grow them. And, a lot of plants, their roots grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and they'll grow so far as to intertwine with other plants' roots and send these crazy messages. And now we have this big web of roots that encircles and encompasses the entire world. And our brains, like our nerves, our neurological networks, our electromagnetic energy is that way if we let it be. If we are not walking around like this and we're not closing our eyes to what's really going on, and we let ourselves live our purpose, then we can all start to help each other and heal in a lot of ways. And so I talk a little bit about like gentleness and self-talk, and you might take your pet or your plant or your seedling, whatever, for example, you talk to it kindly and gently, and while you're doing that, I want you to repeat it but toward yourself and see how it feels when you start to give yourself the same gentleness, kindness, and love and encouragement that you give other things. And that is one of the activities, it's kind of a self-talk activity that's like that. And then, of course, the transplanting and understanding kind of limitlessness. I read something, I think it was today, that said, if you can dream it, then it's possible for you. You know, your mind isn't going to let you dream something that isn't possible. Or your heart isn't, I guess. Your mind is what's going to keep you from it. Or like constructs or whatever, you know. Whatever you think is holding you back isn't. It is. It's holding you back from your purpose and your true self and this like fulfilled life. Yeah, anyway, so a little bit about that and how I said, you know, there's going to be loss when you decide to open yourself up, open up that box, like transplant yourself. The soil, before we transplant something, we you know, stir it up a little bit so that it is soft, so that the roots can start to grow, right? We give it a little bit of nurturing and amending and things like that to help it along. And we need to do the same thing with ourselves. And something that I think is incredibly important to remember is that nothing is permanent, not even our foundations. So our foundational beliefs, what we've based our entire life around, isn't permanent. It's constantly changing. And we need to be plastic with it. You know, so that soil's loose around us. And that's okay. We just have to nurture it and make sure it doesn't wash away when we transplant, because we can easily get swept away into some sort of going too far with things, or you know, there's opposite directions you can go. You can go into this God complex, you can go into this completely like hermit whatever, but there's a way that we need to loosen the soil, but also remember to keep patting it down and watering it and sunlight and all that good stuff. So that's the self-talk part. And yeah, so that's a short one this month. But I think the most important takeaway is that we deserve our own love too. So enjoy this chapter and your seedlings and yourself and your self-talk and your activities, and happy planting.